The single biggest challenge startup founders have when they secure the funding for the company is trusting people. Hi, this is Vladimir. If you are a founder yourself or you're working closely with a founder, you know that as soon as you secure 3, 5, 10 million, whatever the amount of funding from investors, it gets the time when you become responsible for investing those in your team, in your company, in your future, right? This is the question of, do I trust this developer, this designer, this agency? How can I use the money that I've got to bring the product to the marketplace? And today I want to share with you 3 steps to establishing trust with your team members, with your vendors, with everyone that's going to participate on this journey. My name is Vladimir, and if this is the first time you are watching my content, subscribe to my YouTube channel and connect with me on LinkedIn. With that said, let's get down to it. The first step you need to make sure to do when you connect with people is communicate your core values to them. When you're meeting your potential team player, when you're meeting a subcontractor, when you're meeting an agency, it is important for you to tell them what you believe in, what are your core values, what do you stand for, how do you want the collaboration to look for. Example, hey, I'm Vladimir and I really believe in tight communication. I really want to get, let's say, bi-weekly updates. I really want to engage with you because I believe that we should be in this together. We should build this together. I want to be involved in this. I want to be a part of it and see how they react because they have their own belief systems and they see things differently. It might be different from yours and you need to see this upfront because if you agree to start purely on skills or purely on some benefits, let's say you find a cheap offer or something, what can happen in the long run is if you start building the product with someone else, you notice that the relationship simply doesn't work. The chemistry isn't right, the belief system isn't in place, and this is a disaster. So the first thing before you start working with someone is to make sure you communicate what you stand for and see whether this is in line with what they stand for. The second component of establishing trust with people as a founder is actually testing the relationship. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say you're planning to bring a big player into your company. Let's say it's a CTO, it's a new CTO, or it's a VP of product. And you really like this person and you pretty much believe that it will work out, but you don't know for sure. And what I usually recommend, what most of successful entrepreneurs as well recommend is when you start, test the relationship. Hire the person as a consultant, as a part-time consultant. It solves multiple problems. First, you get a taste of your relationship with the person and they get it as well. So it's not a commitment, it's just like, hey, let's get on a date. We're not marrying yet because marrying is actually getting hired, getting on board. This is more like dating, right? So this is one thing. The second thing is, let's say you bring executive management position person, right? You have other people. You have your developers, designers, project managers. You have everyone else who will be below this person at some point. And if just out of the blue, you bring this person and say, hey, he's your boss now, a lot of resistance. From experience, is going to be a hell lot of resistance. But when you do this part-time consultant thing is like, hey guys, this person, like she or he, will be helping us get to the next level. But they're just like an external consultant, right? And they have the chance to win trust of your team as well. So this way, when you actually get started with long-term relationships, there's not that much resistance because basically one, not only you, but also one trust of all the people you work with. So it's much easier for them to get to the key position in your company and not create too much of resistance. The last but not the least, element number 3 of establishing trust with your people is making sure that everyone has skin in the game. That means that your priorities are aligned, meaning that everyone has something to lose in case they don't perform. Now, when you're dealing with an agency or with an employee, what can happen is you can offer a vesting schedule, meaning they'll get actually a small part of the company if they deliver what they promise. Or there is a direct incentive that if this part that you are now doing succeeds, right, you'll get this much amount of extra work or extra reward if you make sure that this is handled properly. Now, the reason to do that is to create for them a direct incentive to excel at what they're doing now so that they can perform later with you and have more work. What that creates is more reason for you to trust them. Because if it's purely transactional, meaning you pay them today, they do the work tomorrow, that's it, there is no guarantee they will deliver, right? And their incentive is not aligned with yours, meaning that they just want to complete the work because they need to get the money for what they do now. This is not a long-term vision. What you need to create as a founder, you need to think 3 steps ahead of this. How can I create such terms, such a model that people will just benefit from staying and working within the long term? This is the thing. Having skin in the game is what keeps people around you for months and even years. What are the other strategies you find working for you when you want to establish long-term relationships with people? Comment below. If this message resonates with you, make sure to hit the like button and connect with me on LinkedIn. With that said, until next time, I will see you in my next video.